Welcome back to Global Bike Buzz, the channel where two wheels always come with a story. Today, we're diving deep into a machine that's got everyone talking at the 2025 Royal Enfield Guerrilla 450. This isn't just another Royal Enfield, it's a statement. A fusion of rugged spirit and urban attitude, aimed squarely at a new generation of riders looking for something fresh but still rooted in the brand's signature DNA. So buckle up, because we're taking this beast apart piece by piece, and trust me, there's a lot to be excited about. First glance, and the Guerrilla 450 makes a bold impression. The front end carries that modern retro vibe that Royal Enfield has been mastering lately. Round LED headlamp encased in a matte finished housing, minimalistic indicators, and a stubby fender give it a clean yet aggressive face. There's no accessory, just function wrapped in flair. The handlebars sit high and wide, giving off a slightly scrambler-esque posture. It says, "Ready for city dodging or weekend trails." From the side, the silhouette is compact but commanding. The teardrop tank with sculpted knee recesses, subtle tank pads, and that crisp Guerrilla 450 badge all speak to a design team that paid attention. The frame is exposed just enough to show off its ruggedness, and that upswept exhaust with a brushed metal heat shield adds a touch of raw grit. You'll notice the single-piece seat not too flat, not too tall, perfectly balanced to offer comfort for city commutes and spirited weekend rides. The wheelbase is tight, giving it agile proportions, and the wire spoke wheels wrapped in dual-purpose tires bring a go-anywhere character that urban riders are definitely going to appreciate. Move to the rear, and it's just as refined. A neatly integrated tail lamp with LED elements sits under a short rear fender. The number plate mount is minimal, indicators are tucked neatly, and there's a small grab rail that doesn't ruin the clean rear profile. It feels like Royal Enfield has finally found the sweet spot between style and simplicity. Nothing looks forced. Now let's talk about the heart of this machine. The Guerrilla 450 borrows the same power plant found in the Himalayan 450 452cc single-cylinder, liquid-cooled engine that produces around 40 horsepower and 40 Nm of torque. That may not sound crazy on paper, but twist the throttle and it comes alive with purpose. The engine is smooth, surprisingly rev-happy for a single cylinder, and delivers consistent power throughout the mid-range. It's paired with a 6-speed gearbox that's refined, with gear shifts feeling slick and precise. There's even a slipper clutch to make aggressive downshifting smoother, something we haven't always seen in bikes at this price point. Performance-wise, it's clear that Royal Enfield tuned this bike for a mix of city agility and light touring confidence. In urban settings, the Guerrilla feels nimble. The wide handlebars and upright stance give great visibility, and the light clutch makes stop-and-go traffic manageable. But hit the highway, and it still feels solid. The engine doesn't get buzzy until you're pushing the higher revs, and the chassis stays planted even at 100+ km/h cruising speeds. The suspension setup, a telescopic forks up front and a monoshock at the rear, handles potholes and speed breakers without fuss. It's not plush, but it's definitely tuned for a mix of comfort and control. Braking is managed by a disc setup front and rear, backed by dual-channel ABS. Braking bite is progressive and reassuring, especially on loose surfaces where that ABS tuning really earns its keep. Now, let's talk money. Pricing for the 2025 Royal Enfield Guerrilla 450 is expected to fall just under the Himalayan, somewhere around the A superscript 12.6 to A superscript 12.8 lakh ex-showroom mark in India, which puts it in a very competitive bracket. For international markets, pricing will vary, but it's still positioned as an affordable mid-capacity bike. And when you factor in Royal Enfield's growing global service network, this bike becomes an even more tempting package. So, who's this bike really for? It's for the city dweller who wants something with character. It's for the rider who doesn't want to choose between weekday practicality and weekend adventures. It's for someone who loves the charm of old-school design but demands modern reliability and performance. The Guerrilla 450 isn't trying to be flashy. It's trying to be fun. It's practical but passionate. And in that sense, It might just be one of the most balanced bikes Royal Enfield has built to date. That wraps up our in-depth look at the 2025 Royal Enfield Guerrilla 450. We'll have more content coming soon, real-world mileage tests, mods, and ownership insights once we get our hands on one long-term. Until then, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this your next ride, or are you holding out for something else in this space?